If you were to go gamble on a new concept and roll it out to all doors before you're even seeing it,
has to be pretty proven.
It's got to be proven, right? So when you start to see other people adopting that trend and okay, that's a good sign that maybe it's something that you should dip your toe in the water as well. Again, if it makes sense for your brand.
If it makes sense for your brand.
And if it makes sense for your product.
Do you have a brilliant product idea but don't know where to start to get it made? Or are you looking to level up your product but afraid to take it overseas?
If so, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Jackie.
And I'm Erin, and we are
The Sourcing Gals,
your trusted guides to everything you need to know about sourcing, manufacturing, and scaling your product overseas. Whether you are just starting out or you've been making your own product for a while, we are here to help women source products overseas without the overwhelm.
In each episode, we'll share insider tips, actionable strategies, and inspiring stories to help you source more effectively, save time, and boost your profits. Duh! We know how hard it can be to juggle the ins and outs of product development, but don't worry, we've got your back.
So grab a cup of coffee, get comfy, and let's dive into how you can grow your business,
make more money,
and turn your products into profit. Welcome to
The Sourcing Gals. Now let's get started. High five.
Hi.
Tired of paying for international wire transfers? So was I, and that's exactly why I switched to Mercury. With Mercury, I never worry about fees for domestic or USD international wires. The platform is free, super easy to use, connects seamlessly with QuickBooks, and their credit card perks are hard to beat. I can spin out new cards instantly for my team, earn 1.5% cash back on all purchases, and right now they're even offering a 2.5% cash back on any ad spend. Terms apply. So stop paying fees and start putting money back in your pocket with Mercury. Learn more and sign up today using the link in the show notes.
Welcome back to another episode of
The Sourcing Gals.
We are back talking about something today that is so at the core of what we do.
Correct. It is something that you learn basically if you're a merchandising intern. Yes. Kind of like half your job when you're an intern, I would say.
Yes. It's like retail 101.
Yes.
But I think that that's why we harp on it so much. And a lot of people who come to us, it's our very first questions are around competitive patterning, which, Jackie, would you like to tell us all what competitive patterning is?
Well, I'm going to give you a plain language definition here, okay? Just to cut right to it. Systematically studying what's already in your category, not to copy, but to understand the landscape well enough to make deliberate choices about where you're the same and where you're different.
Yes.
I like that. That was, thanks, chat.
Thank you. Well, really, we always just say comp shopping.
Yes.
But you can very easily comp shopping can very easily just turn into ooh, super cute. Ooh, I love this. Oh, this is nice. Oh, why don't we have that? And competitive patterning is really so much more methodical.
Yeah.
And research oriented than just shopping.
Yeah. And I think what's great now, back in the day, before AI, we were able to have some help with this. You basically would be turned loose in the mall.
Yes.
And you would go and you would find your competitors for your categories. Mm-hmm. So let's give a good example of this. So let's say I'm working at Abercrombie.
Yep.
And I'm at Hollister, working in graphic t-shirts, because I did all of that.
Yes.
I would be told to go find our air quotes, because of course, no one compared to Abercrombie, but who else is playing in our space?
Yep.
Who are the other tween retailers that for me are selling graphic t-shirts? So there would just be this base comp analysis of how many shirts are they offering? What is their price points? What kind of graphic buckets are they offering? Holy cow, XYZ customer, Pacific Sun, PacSun has so much humor, so many humor t-shirts out right now. Maybe we're missing that, right? It must be working if they keep, and you pattern them frequently enough to start to see even their distortions.
Yes.
You can see when things are growing or being put down on the markdown rack, right? All these ways, you're basically like a retail detective.
Yes.
So we'd have this comp analysis of, okay, who's like us? retail wise, customer demo wise, that kind of would be a baseline. But then it was always, okay, who's aspirational to us?
Who's like one step above? Like who's where we would aspire to be?
Yeah, and that could be within the age demo or not. It could be, okay, where is that person's big sister shopping?
Right.
Because the Hollister customer is looking at her big sister or big brother saying, oh, they're cool.
Yep.
Oh, she's cool. I want to look like her. Right? And it's not just looking at then what that aspirational company is doing or brand is doing, but how could that trickle down and make sense for your tween girl?
Of course. And if you work not in the tween environment, if you work in the adult environment, it could be something like demographically aspirational, like the next step up luxury wise.
Correct.
If you're comping, if Macy's is your comp, then Nordstrom could be your aspirational.
Totally. And then for someone that's already in a Nordstrom or a Saks, you might be comping on something called Runway.
Runway or Bloomingdale's or
like super
Fred Siegel, like things that are like more designer focused.
What I think is great about patterning these days in the environment that we're in now is you can have a roadmap before you even walk into the mall if you so want one by going into AI and asking it, I am doing a retail competitive analysis project. I want to find the competitors that are like me. Here's the malls I'm going to. Where should I stop to look for XYZ categories? And then even because everything is digital now, everything's online, it can pull and make a whole cost and price chart for you right out of there. And then there's still an importance to going in and validating, to touching.
That was going to be my next
seeing
point.
It yourself. You cannot feel quality through a screen.
No, you can't. So, the first part, we broke that down. The first part is really like, who's in that space? What are their price points? What are they offering at that price point? When are they going on sale? What buckets of product do they have? And then the next one is like, product detail focused. So what materials are they using? Where is their product being made? How does it fit? Does it have pockets? Like, think about the dress industry. Like, if they're going to cut corners, they're going to take out pockets. They're going to take out linings. Like,
I got pockets in mine, and it made me so happy when I
money.
slip my hands in there.
But, when you are, let's say, maybe at a big box retailer, your dresses may not have lining. They may not have pockets. They may not have facing on a neck trim. But then a second you go up to an aspirational, you're seeing facings on neck trims, you're seeing linings, you're seeing pockets. And so those are the types of things that seeing a product in real life will help you to review. And the reasons those things are important are differentiating factors in the market between your product and someone else's product.
And I know we've had this conversation before too, and I was even afraid of it when I was launching my own brand. I'm like, oh my gosh, has someone beat me to it? Like, you felt like sometimes not knowing was better. I promise you, it is not.
No, it's not.
And there is room.
You cannot stick in your head in the sand and be like, my product's the best.
Yes. And there's room for everybody also, right? So you're looking at those like businesses or maybe someone that got like really freaking close to you. And it's like, okay, if they're already ahead of you and out in the market, then take it as information to then think, how are you going to further differentiate? Maybe your original concept all of a sudden does appear. Okay. Then what's your level up?
What are you doing differently?
What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do differently about it? How are you going to, maybe it's how you're even finding your people is going to be differently, how you're promoting it, right? The price point at which the raw materials it's made from. So it's not to make you feel bad that, oh my gosh, my idea is there. It's the opposite. It's to give you information to then make the best decisions before you launch or get super deep on an idea. Like, you need to know what is happening out in the marketplace.
If you're building a product-based business and finding yourself second-guessing decisions or wishing you had someone to gut check, we want you to know you don't have to do this alone.
On January 1st, we're opening the Sourcing Gals Founder Circle, our private community for product-based founders.
Inside, you'll get monthly Q&A calls with us, access to our templates, scripts, and tools, and most importantly, a community of founders building right alongside you.
It's only $27 a month, or for a limited time, $247 for the year. That's 3 months free. You can find all the details in the show notes. Hope to see you there.
And think of it this way too. It could push you a little bit further with what your dreams and your goals are. If you find something out there that's so close to your product, maybe it's at a budget price point. Let's say it's at an entry level price point. And you're like, okay, what am I doing differently? You could add more bells and whistles, more details, have a better product, and charge slightly more for it. And all of a sudden, like, when someone's comparing those two things, they're going to be surprised and delighted with the amount that you've worked into your product. And you wouldn't have known that, and you wouldn't have done that without this comparative shopping.
And I'm going to go the other way. Let's say you're struggling with your cost and you're like, how is someone else selling this for this cheap, right? How are they making it for this cost or for this retail price? Go shop and touch and feel it.
Right.
Like maybe it's substantially different than yours, or maybe even the construction. We talk about construction a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes just the way it's sewn. Are all the are you asking for every interior binding to be covered and beautiful? Great. But like there's a cost to that.
Right. Great. But then your price point needs to be
Comparatively more.
relative.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's relative to what you just looked at. Like if they don't have any of that stuff and they're at $100 price point and you have all that stuff, either you need to be at $175 price point or you need to get rid of it.
And I think we're talking a lot about how it compares. And let me tell you, the other side of competitive patterning is how it inspires. Like I can tell when it's been a while since I've gone in the malls.
It's been too long for me.
I lack the like when my creativity starts to wane, it's like, get in the mall, Jackie. And I love getting inspired by what other people are doing. And no, I don't mean copying, but I mean taking inspiration from them or seeing a new detail. Like again, for my pajama brand, seeing a new detail, a new trim that could work for my pajamas because someone else is doing it. Great. I'm going to do it in my way. But like I'm taking a picture on my phone, I'm emailing it to myself and throwing it in my Asana project management tool to say like, hey, Jackie, like here's some holiday R&D. Like you should look into this, right?
I'll give you a great example. When I was in China in May, I was seeing really pretty marbled looking beads like on the ends of everything, like on the ends of drawstrings, like on handbags, like, you know, the kind of like natural stone looking necklaces everyone's wearing. Yeah. But it's those integrated into apparel.
Very cool.
How they're being integrated into apparel. And so then I made myself a little beaded lariat that I wore last week.
Fun. It was so cute.
I was like,
you made that one?
Yeah.
Of course you made that one.
Because I was like, ooh, how do I incorporate this trend into my life?
So, I mean, it can be for color. It can be for print direction that you're taking other inspiration. And also, there's something called the trend curve, too, which we maybe should talk a little bit about.
Well, I don't want to interrupt you first, but color. Like the amount of stores I'm in and I take a picture of like the color palette that's in something to try to emulate in something else.
Yeah.
Like if they mixed a chartreuse with a baby blue with a hint of burgundy, I'm going to be like, yes, this is what I want.
Yeah, totally. So again, inspiration, that could be from color, that can be from print. And let me talk really quickly about something we could call the trend curve. And again, this is kind of retail, I don't want to say retail 101, but it's retail trend information. Think about a bell, like a ramp going up and then back down, like a bell curve. Depending on where your customer is, think about the far right side of the curve being fashion forward and the far left side downwards.
I think it's the other way, right? Far left, fashion forward, early adopters. Far left is early adopters. So they're someone that's adopted something before it hits mass market.
Let's start this over then, because I totally thought it was the opposite.
No, it's early adopter, and then it hits mass market, and then it wanes from the market.
Okay, so let's talk about the trend curve. Erin and I just had a little bit of offline conversation about this because I actually was thinking about it a different way, but I think hers is way more accurate. So let's go ahead, Erin, dig into this.
I do have a science major. We did a lot of bell curves. But anyway, the bell curve, you know, it's like on one end, the left side is where it starts. And it goes over time, as time progresses, a trend gains popularity until it's at the peak of its popularity, and then it loses popularity. So toward the end of that trend's life cycle, it loses popularity. So it ends up looking like a bell. In the beginning, those are early adopters. Those are people who the trend's still in its infancy. It's just the early onset bit, and they
like
are
fashion
forward.
Yeah, fashionistas.
Fashion forward people.
That are
and
like
then
wearing the bike shorts before anybody's wearing bike shorts, like my graphic designer did. And I was like, she looks so great. I can never wear bike shorts.
But you do.
Now I do.
But then as the trend gains in popularity over time, the amount of people who adopt it are higher. So it goes up in the middle. A lot of people are wearing it. It's probably right at the core of the trend's relevancy. And then as the trend wanes, the people adopting it also wanes. So the people all the way at the right side are late adopters. They're people who are adopting the trend after it's already lost its relevancy.
So depending on where your customer is, and there's no good or bad
No.
of where your customer falls on that curve.
People buy stuff all over the curve.
Yes, and I actually love customers that are on the late adoption side because guess what? Then you can go to the mall and see what's happening and be like, my girl's gonna be ready for this in about 4 months from now, 6 months from now. Seriously, like a lot of mass market, if you think like the Walmart, now I shouldn't say that because Walmart's like definitely pushing a lot, but there is still a very big later adopter, you know, markets and fashion trends and things that do enter mass retail. And that's how they do it because also if you're gonna go out and buy something brand new for how many stores does Walmart have? I don't even know. 5,000, 10,000. Like, if you were to go gamble on a new concept and roll it out to all doors before you're even seeing it,
has to be pretty proven.
It's got to be proven, right? So when you start to see other people adopting that trend and like, okay, like that's a good sign that maybe it's something that you should dip your toe in the water as well. Again, if it makes sense for your brand.
If it makes sense for your brand.
And if it makes sense for your product.
I really think very few brands are truly on the early adopter side. There are a few really great ones, but you know, people typically want to be in that mass market because you sell more. You're not for as long of a period of time, but you do sell more volume. And then, of course, as you said, Jackie, like the late adopters are great because you can read the market way before. I guess the only downside to that is like I used to work for a company that had a very forward design team. And a lot of companies have design teams that are very forward, but the customer's just not ready for it. So keep that in mind too. If you see something that's super cool in the market, it's very cool. Put a pin in it maybe. It should be for the next year, but that's the value of shopping the market is that you do get to determine when something is right for you, whether it's a color palette, whether it's a cut of a dress, whether it's a pattern, and act on it when it's right.
And I think it's important to also, if you're in the product space, to be in the retail space, like to literally immerse yourself in the stores in which products are selling and watch customers and watch prices. Are people clearancing a lot of things? Like, okay, maybe that's some information that you should take into account, right? If, you know, for us in the retail world, July is always like the doom and gloom month. And I can tell you for my own business, July is like so slow, you know, but I know that. And I'm seeing other people, July is a high clearance time. Okay.
July and January.
I get it. I'm not going to try to fight that, you know, like we're just going to plan that July is going to be a little bit less, you know, slower. And then we're going to build back in once back to school and everyone starts to get excited to get back in there. Like new clothes and summer turns over, right? You're ready for fall, new colors, new styles.
And that's so interesting because normally we talk to people about their specific product, what bells and whistles it does or does not need, and what costs they should or should not charge for their product based on this competitive patterning. But if you're in business long enough, from a macro standpoint, it's also trends throughout the year so that you can start anticipating when your customer is going to buy something versus not.
Correct. I think it's important after you do a competitive patterning exercise is to really pull together your findings. Like as you're walking around the mall, take pictures, put notes in your phone, and then like make a one pager. Again, throw it into chat and have it give you a summary. Like I think it's important to document it because you might get a lot of really great ideas. And that's good. Like you don't want to lose those, right? You don't want to be able to, and you want to be able to go back and say, oh, wow, again, PacSun had a ton of humor t-shirts. Again, if you're in the graphic t-shirt business and all of a sudden you go back next quarter and you're like, wow, like they don't have any, like they're all on markdown. Like that's good information if you're a graphic designer, if you're running a graphics business.
You wouldn't jump into a humor market.
Correct, right? So, I mean, that might be a strange or a hard analogy to draw, but that's truly like what we did back in corporate retail was not only go and get the findings, document them, save them, and basically like make it a quarterly exercise for your business at minimum, you know? And again, if you're someone that needs more inspiration, needs to get inspired, get out and do it. And I'll also say, I love getting out in the mall and also like envisioning my product there.
Yeah.
You know, like I will sometimes go to Nordstrom's and take a picture of that shelf and I'll send it to Wendy and say, can't wait to see your product here.
Yeah, you do. You're like, very good at doing that.
But I mean, I think people should do it for themselves too. Like go where you want your product to be, if that is in the retail landscape.
And get very cozy.
Get very cozy. Get to know it really well. Down to shelf height, shelf depth, right? I mean, you can, when we say competitive patterning, we're not just talking about the items. Like, I think there's also a landscape piece of this.
Yeah,
like a true where you want your product to be, and then look at the physical space.
The physical space, the packaging, how everybody else's is presented. You know, if like the particular product you have, every single person on the shelf has theirs in a particular kind of box, like maybe don't put yours in a bag.
Yeah.
Or maybe do.
Yeah,
because
totally.
it's
Could go both
differentiating.
ways.
We
Yeah.
talked with Kelly, the packaging expert.
Yeah.
I think probably it's been 6 weeks ago now,
Yeah.
on that same thing, disrupting the disruptive versus this actually is how it should be packaged in the store.
Yeah.
But really, we're not saying that you should do this comp shopping to make yourself just slightly better than everyone out there.
Correct.
We're saying that you should do it to understand the landscape so well that the choices you make for your product are really well intentioned.
Yeah. And it's good to know what's happening at all times, and even across product categories that aren't even your own. I just think knowledge is information, information is power. And if you're in the space, like get in it, you know, like get fully in it. Hopefully you love some form of retail if you're getting into a product-based business, right? Because there's going to be some hard days. And so making sure to continue to inspire yourself, get excited about it. And again, just I think getting out and seeing people shop, as silly as it sounds, to me, like when I feel like things are slow, I'll go to the mall and be like, no, people are spending.
Yep.
People are buying. Like, I just have to find my people, right?
Yes.
Like that is at the end of it, it's like you have to find your person that needs your product.
Yep.
But people are spending. I try to tune all the noise out.
That's such a positive spin because I think people can get really down, especially when you're a solopreneur, especially when you're working in your own little isolated, you know, kind of environment. But getting out there, seeing what people are buying, just getting like excited about the consumer environment it's fun for me. I like it.
I think I'd be hard pressed for someone to go out there and do that and not come back with at least one new idea.
Yes.
Like
If you have no ideas by lunchtime, go sit at lunch and have a glass of Prosecco and then turn right back around and go out there. No, I'm just joking. But I think that I need to go shopping.
yeah, we need to go shopping.
We need to go shopping. We keep saying that too.
Yep. So it is a priority. I know it sounds fun. And like if you tell, you know, your partner or significant other, like, hey, sorry, I got to go shopping. It's like, no, this is my job. Part of your job. Part of your job as a product-based entrepreneur is knowing what's happening in the market and being out in the market.
I will say when we were in those intern shoes, that was like the best day.
Oh, best day ever. And by the way, you can
Also hire an intern to do it.
you totally can. But I was going to say, don't be afraid to buy some samples.
Yeah.
When you're out there, bring them home. Take your pictures at home if you want. Like, I mean, I'm super sneaky. I'm really good comp shopper. I'll just have my phone outside. I'm like, click, 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 click. It's like so sketchy. But I will do that, and then I'll bring them in the dressing room and just like take pictures of the dressing room. But a lot of times I will buy things, take them home, kind of dissect them, give myself a little more time to really like review what I'm getting inspired by, what's changing, and then just I don't wear it, and then I'll go return it. And like, no harm, no foul, you know? But if there's something that you love, also you buy and you send it to your factory. I mean, how many times do we send retail inspo to our factories?
All the time.
All the time.
We're like this, but shorter, but in a different fabric, but our way.
And then I always end up finding some things for myself on a comp shop day, which is fun too.
Yeah, of course. Well, thank you for coming along with us on this. Hopefully it's not an introduction. It's just like because we talk about it a lot. Hopefully it's just like a reminder that getting out there and shopping the market and understanding your place in it is a necessity.
Necessity. So if you like us, please follow us.
Yes, we are on Instagram. We are on YouTube. We are on TikTok, all at The Sourcing Gals.
Yeah, and send us a DM. We love hearing from you. We've been getting podcast episode ideas and just feedback of how business is going. And then always, we have our Founders Circle. We had another member join today, and so we truly have founders joining us on the weekly now, which is so exciting. We had a great call the other week, and we love seeing what founders are creating. So come be a part of it.
Actually, I had a call today with one of our Founders Circle members, and it was phenomenal. I'll have to fill you in later.
Can't wait to hear. Awesome.
Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of The Sourcing Gals. We will see you again next time.